Well, as you can tell, I'm not on the PCT here. Some disappointing news for your old buddy FM that the PCT adventures come to an end. Today is September 10th. It's Thursday. So a week ago today, I was hiking out of Sisters and stepped wrong on the old foot, just excruciating pain again. I was at mile 2022, I believe. It's like a day and a half outside of Sisters, and I don't know what happened, but wasn't in the boot. I hiked, as you know, in the boot for from Etna, which was at mile 1600, and I got to about right after I crossed the 2,000, well, right before the 2,000 mile mark, right there before Sisters. You're at 1989 when right before you get to the first highway there in Sisters. So I got off the trail and got a hotel room, did some laundry and things like that. And I'd been carrying the boot in my backpack for a while. I don't know how many miles, several days, where I decided I would just try to hike in the shoe, because when I put the shoe on, I could walk around and hike in it, and it felt the same discomfort as if I had the boot on. Plus the boot was rubbing this knot on my shin, which was really, it's still there as a matter of fact. So I decided I'll just carry the boot and I'll hike in the shoe and just take some ibuprofen, and I'll be fine, and it'll slowly heal, or, you know, be bearable. But in Sisters, after carrying that 3-pound boot around in the back of my pack, I just left it at the hotel room. I just decided, you know, I've been carrying this thing around. Foot's okay, it's bearable, like it has been, and so I got a ride back to the trail. Hike that day, I did 20-something miles. And then the next day, in the middle of the day, last Thursday, like I said, just stepped wrong or something, and I just laid there almost crying on the trail, and it was cold and wet and rainy. And it's something, just a switch went off. I just knew that it was time, you know, that was it. You know, I tried my best. I gave it my best effort to hike. Honestly, I wanted to, you know, stop after I broke my foot because of the time frame. I was already felt like I was late in the game and in the window to finish, and so you know, I did another 400 miles with that thing, and just like I said, just some things just don't work out. So I hiked after I composed myself and got up off the ground, and there was a side trail there to some lake. I hung a left and wasn't really sure how far the side trail went. I knew it was 30-something miles back to Sisters, and so I just hiked down this trail and went for about 6 or 7 miles. I thought it would only be a couple miles. It was to some lake, and saw a hunter there, and he told me it was another couple miles to a parking lot. So I got to that parking lot, and just excruciating pain. The ibuprofen wasn't even helping, and got there, and there was 3 or 4 trucks there. It was about dark, and it was cold and rainy and everything. So I slept in the trailhead bathroom there. It was warm and dry, and it didn't stink too bad. So crashed there, and then just woke up in the morning. The people weren't back from their trucks too. They might have been one of those hunters I met or whoever. And so I hiked down the forest road, and after a mile or two, I saw Howard, a cool guy who was car camping there. And Howard, thanks for the generosity. I had some good conversation with him, and he gave me a ride to a restaurant to get some breakfast. And then after about an hour, I was sitting there eating breakfast, trying to process everything that had happened, realizing that the hike had come to an end. And then he showed back up and said he'd give me a ride back to Bend. I had some friends in Bend that I needed to get back to, so I could get a flight out and everything. So I didn't want to hang around the West Coast. I think it would have made me more depressed than I was, just, you know, not hiking. But anyway, thanks Howard for that. Really good guy, and good luck to you in your endeavors car camping around there. And So anyway, it's hard for me to describe what I'm feeling right now. I'm just really mixed emotions. I am back home in Tennessee, and my mom and my daughters and friends and family. It's really, that part's been great, but it's still, I'm a little depressed about this whole thing because I had a goal of going all the way to Canada and didn't make it. Came up short. A statistic that, so many percentage people that try to hike from Mexico to Canada make it, and some don't, and that's I'm in that latter category. So don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm just trying to really come to grips with everything, and I did have a great adventure, had a wonderful time, but just didn't happen this time. Wasn't successful. So it's hard for me to wrap my head around that part of it. I always knew hiking that, even after I broke the foot, I just knew somehow I was going to get there, and I kept dreaming and daydreaming while I was hiking about what it was going to be like when I got to the northern terminus. And I don't even know what to comment. I don't know even about making this video. That's why I've been dragging my feet for a week. I should have probably done a video from out there, but I was just so disgusted that, wasn't really into it, to be honest. So anyway, back in Tennessee, and went in and shaved the beard last night. I look a whole year younger than I did from the trail. So that's it. PCT 2015. Great adventure. Over 2,000 miles, just barely. But the 2663 just didn't happen. So I could give you every, cliche. Oh, I'll get them next time, and it was a good run. All those things, but bottom line is just didn't finish. DNF is what we used to say, when you'd run races and stuff, when I road raced and things like that. But it's not the end of the world. I mean, I've still got my health, kinda, for the most part. But I am still eating like I'm on the trail. It's only been a week. I remember that from the last hike, that my appetite stayed with me for about a month. So I got to be careful with that. And it's hard to. I've been thinking about ways to do cardio. I don't have a bicycle right now. I do have my motorcycle out back there, so I have been riding it. I went and got it the second day I got back. I went and got it from Mark and Jennifer. And thanks for that, Mark, for watching my bike while I was gone. And saw Ashley and Jordan and spent some time with them, and then we went and cooked out over there at Mark and Jennifer's. He made some fillets, and so that was really good. So it's just great to be back. I'm rambling, as you know I can. I ramble quite a bit when I have some direct thoughts, but I really don't know what to say. I just wanted to give an update and say, thank you so much for financial support, for words of encouragement, for just following along, just to see what some guys hiking this trail, just to see what's going on with me. And so it really did help a lot, and it still means a lot. And so I do thank all of you. I don't want to start mentioning names because I know I'll forget somebody, but if you help me financially, prayerfully, words of encouragement, a like of a video or anything like that, thank you so much. And your buddy FM, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. People are asking me, some people encourage me to go back out next year and start where I got off the trail there, north of Sisters, and that's a great idea. And I could do that, but then I'd be a section hiker, which is nothing wrong with that at all. 2 sections, that'd be great. That's a good run. And people who section hike, I'm all for that that's what you want, but that's not what I set out to do. It's a little different than going from, you know, Mexico to Canada than from Sisters, Oregon to Canada. So I missed the 600 miles there and some change, but just going to try to regroup and refocus here in Tennessee, and try not to think too much, but that's, you know, I got plenty of time to do that, so I wasn't planning to be back here until, you know, first week of October anyway, or middle of October. So things happen, and you just got to make the best of it, and that's what I'm going to try to do. So from Tennessee in the south, where it's hot and muggy, it's now the Pacific Northwest, which I love. And thanks to all the hikers I met as well. Just cool people and supportive, and you know, helped my frail ego when they saw me hiking in that boot, which was nice. It did help my ego that they said, "Oh, FM, you know, you're a tough guy, you're all this." But I just wanted to be another hiker. I didn't want to be the guy in the boot who's having to struggle, you know. So, well, that's it. I appreciate you following along, and wish me well. Till next time, live simply. Get out there.